Alright folks, so this is kind of what we did here. I've got two EG4 6000XP inverters, right, that have charge controller built in, a series of breakers, the safety for the PV control, and a Wi-Fi adapter, which you can see on this one here, right there. Now, 6,000 watts per inverter. You can take a maximum of like 10,000 watts in, 8,000 usable, I guess is what it says. And this is the battery systems that we have, or BMS, built in to a batteries array, I guess, where we have a BMS battery management system. It's actually got this built in. Our communications cord, obviously our negative power, our positive power, and a circuit breaker to cut off the power going out. There's these little dip switches, which I'll show you when I grab the phone, and of course LED lights showing you roughly the percentage of charge divided by 4. So there's only 4 lights. So we got 2 of these running in parallel. I believe this takes, I forget the number of inverters you can run in parallel, but I know that you can produce up to 96 kilowatts. The specifications for this you can find at eg4.com. You can find the manual for these also at eg4.com. I think it is eg4electronics.com, something like that. But I'll make sure that I put the link down in the description. So let me grab the phone and I'll show you a little bit more. So these are your load. Obviously you're probably reading it backwards because I didn't turn the camera around. Grid and generator. So since this is a hybrid inverter, it can run in off-grid mode or in grid tie mode. So it would tie here to the grid in the event that you wanted to run that in grid tie mode. And of course the battery breaker. So on the inverter itself, you can cut the power supply coming from the battery if there's something wrong with the batteries. Down here, as I was showing before, there's your breaker that shuts the power from the batteries off. Your communications, okay. Now, EG4 does have UL listed items. I think this is one of them. And of course, this dip switch here tells you which battery it is in the array. As you can see, we have 4 of these, so 20 kilowatt battery backup, which all runs into this box where we have connected these 2 cutoff breakers, and this goes to the air conditioner, which runs full time. No reason not to. And then from here, this cable comes up into here, into our lighting array, goes through the lighting array at the top, through the wall, and into our main breaker. Okay? The main breaker panel, or the main principal here. Since we're going in off-grid mode, this is our only source of power. Now I could have used breakers here, but I would have only used breakers here if I was doing this with grid tie mode and I was using a generator cover over switch. This here is for a generator, right? So I would need to put the interlock switch here if I was connected to the grid. Technically I should put it there anyway so that I don't damage my solar equipment, especially since the inverter can take the generator directly and I don't need this here anymore. But that's how we configured our solar component, and we just told it in the menus to run this in an off-grid mode. And let me see if I. So what you see here is solar coming in to the inverter. Charge the battery. Battery is sitting at, what is that? It was 100%. think it's not even noon yet. And of course, being powered out to, whoops, go back. Shows 120 volt split phase going out to the wall. Now, how these work in parallel, okay, is that little smiley face. With this communications cable that is orange, that one goes to the BMS, sorry. Where is it? One of these gray cables, actually both of them. These gray cables communicate between this inverter and this inverter, and it tells me that they're happy, okay? If I was connected to grid tie mode, you would see power coming in from here. So this is how you know for a fact we are not running in grid tie mode. And you don't have any consumption from here. So there's no object here for that consumption. So this is literally running in, oops, that's not right. Literally running in to the EPS out for battery backup only. So if you wanted to run a setup like this in the place of a generator, you could absolutely do that. You could just do one of these with a couple of batteries, and you keep your food good, keep your lights on, you know, the basics. You probably also use it for your well if you wanted to. If you had a well, maybe you could even run your air conditioner in theory, you know, depending on the size of your air conditioner, and or keep hot water in the lights and don't worry about the air conditioner. I'm not sure exactly what you'd be able to run. It's all we configured for what we're doing. Keep in mind, we're doing a lot of things with gas for the major appliances that consume most of the electronics, or most of the electricity. So, but this powers everything just fine, without any problems. And so if you have any questions about the inverters or any of the technology, again, comments down below. And again, we got these from signaturesolar.com. So yeah, you know, for what happened here in Western North Carolina, if people wanted to buy one of these setups, just half of this, they could actually have used that instead of generators and not had to go search for gas. Assuming that the solar panels didn't disappear off of their array. But that's why we keep extras in the garage. So consider that for your planning for disaster recovery. All right, thanks everybody.
If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to receive notifications for new videos.